Now, may I invite Mr. Moorthy, who is the Chief Operating Officer at iTeltronics Private Limited, India. Mr. Moorthy.
Thanks, Professor Suresh, and dear speakers and the podium and everybody. Welcome you all. The main agenda actually set apart by Professor Suresh himself is said in the beginning that one of the students came to him and asked him, look, when is my real classes are going to start and we are not enjoying the online classes, right? There is a specific question which she has asked. Now, as a technology guys, as the basic technology guys, we are responsible for that. Now, how do you make the virtual class as interesting as the physical class? That is where we are coming into the picture as from iTeltronics is concerned. Now, the foremost thing is when the month of March, when the lockdown was pushed down on the neck of everybody, it is actually the teachers who were pushed onto the battlefield without any preparations. In fact, teachers were using the blackboard or a whiteboard or maybe a digital board to teach the students in the virtual, in the physical classroom, and students opposite side sitting across and then writing down some class note work. Basically, the class note work, why they insist upon is to get the recall and retention value when the teacher is being taught. This is how the real classroom has been happening. In a virtual classroom, when you suddenly push the teachers not techie savvy, I mean, I won't tell them. For example, if you ask a mathematical teacher or a mathematical faculty to completely do a derivations on a PowerPoint, it is going to be impossible, right? And what they have to do, then I have to do a cut and copy paste to the PowerPoint or get another video over there and then play it to the student. And the student at the other end looking, he has been listening to a voice of basically a master who's teaching me. But that is not going to happen over there. It's just something speaker which is speaking to me. I get lower interest, and therefore what ultimately happening is I just listen what is being taught. So physically, if you take what is the real physical classroom and the virtual classroom, is the thing is actually there is no connectivity between how it is being taught. That is point number one. Point number two, when you ask the classroom, when you go to the teacher faculty side, what you find out is, I find one thing is, yes, my student is sitting in front of me, he's listening to whatever I say, but at the same time, I don't know whether he's looking at his, whether he's looking at my WhatsApp or whether he's doing something else. He said that the students are really understanding it, whether the students are attending or not. Now, in the classroom, when I'm teaching as a teacher, I have a privilege of going around and then finding it out whether what I'm being taught is being at least written as a synopsis so that I can go back and then check back at any point of time. This is not happening over there. So the teacher loses interest when I'm teaching to the student because I don't know whether he's interested to. No, so to solve all this problem, I go to the nth mail connectivity. What's a problem? Can we bring down the blackboard or the whiteboard or the digital board, whatever they have, on a piece of paper, which they can just put it on their desk and then they start writing on a natural paper? That means, can I do something with a natural paper and pen through which I'm able to teach them? That means I can show the entire derivations, I can save them, I can replay back to them, I can have an audio voice, everything, and students can visit at any point of time. So when I looked at it, so what is more importantly, like I used to always say, if you look at the EMR or the HMS system, your hospital management systems, everything is covered over there. They can even predict tomorrow how many patients are going to come. But the one which is not captured over there is the doctor writing a prescriptions. The doctor do not want to go away from a prescription writing or straight onto the keyboard right now because he has two compassion to it. One is the time which I'm going to spend on to learn the technology. The second is my personal touch to the patient. When I give on a piece of paper when I give a piece of paper as a prescription to the patient regards me well. The same way when you look at the teacher, unless otherwise the teacher solves or the teacher naturally writes and then show it to the students or the audience over there, he loses interest as well as the audience is also losing an interest. Therefore, what we came out with is we had come out with a product which is known as iScribe. I'm just telling you the product not because of it's our product. I'm talking about how a disruptive technology. What are the disruptive technologies? A disruptive technology is as natural as you are doing whatever you are doing in the natural way without disturbing it. A technology comes into that, adapts to that, and then becomes as a more productivity tool. So am I doing that exercise? That's why we talked about it. You write on any natural piece of paper and that is being captured over there immediately straight away onto the screen itself, which is being delivered out over there. Right now, so the paper and pen, today it is paper and pen, tomorrow it can be without a paper and pen also. But as long as it doesn't disrupt or it doesn't disturb the way the teacher is teaching or the student is writing or the student is listening or the teacher is teaching. whichever the way. So where we are coming out is there are many places in which the technology firms have to work on something known as disruptive technologies. Just to, let me just tell you one thing. Just to give you an idea, basically, it is not nothing to promote something. I'm talking about a technology means the technology should be able to use as easily by even a common man without much of a technology. You know, that's what I'm trying to do that over here. Let's say, for example, I have something known as a paper and pen on my table. I just have a paper and pen on my table. This is the paper and pen on my table, what I've got. And I'm just saying, let's say, for example, I can go on doing anything. This is just to show that I was writing only on a piece of paper, and at the same time, everything is being captured over there itself, which means, so I was trying to show something to you is basically these kind of a minimal technology. I think you would have also heard about the technology which we have. For example, a pen, which you go through on line by line, which also gives you immediately an output of it with the speaking technology, with the voice itself completely. Now, so adapt to those technologies which are going to be disruptive, which helps for the people like the incumbent firms which build more and more like artificial intelligence. Yes, how do I bring it over there itself? In this technology which I've shown, you can even go to an extent of understanding whether the student has got your subject correctly or not, and how, what is his weak areas are, and how the weak areas should be remedial classes just by using a paper and pen. So all this can be done. So the disruptive technology, I would rather recommend one thing is my strongest feeling is without disturbing the natural way of working by the teacher or the student. If we can adapt a technology, I bring in a technology, somebody else can bring in a technology, go to that extent, will be a win-win. And especially for higher end applications, this can be a front end actually. So the first mile connectivity is most important, then the nth mile connectivity comes. So I think we are on to the target right now, and it's going to be good one day that we will have a lot of gadgets around us. Thanks, Suresh.
It was awesome.
Hey, thank you.
I would say that, apart from everything, you have also talked about how a very smooth psychological transformation can also take place.
Absolutely right.
So this will enable, suddenly there is no revolutionary change. It is more of an evolutionary change,
Exactly.
That's the beauty of it. Thank you so much for coming up with a very practical example. Thank you for your input once again.